I don't see how we went from having such a good weekend to something so violent happening within hours apart.
That weekend ended with his wife dead. New tonight from inside prison doors, we'll hear from this convicted killer. Police make an arrest in a case of child biting. The Supreme Court ruled, but lawmakers say it's not the end of the same-sex marriage debate. What an East Texas lawmaker says is the solution. And an East Texan heard snakes rattling, but it was not coming from the ground. The ordeal that might have you checking your walls.
Live in high definition, you're watching KLTV 7 News, your East Texas news leader.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. A convicted murderer told us from behind bars he doesn't remember shooting and killing his wife.
30-year-old Adrian Mata pleaded guilty to murder in November and was sentenced to 50 years in prison. On the morning of February 25th, 2014, Mata shot his wife in their Tyler home, then fled the scene, prompting a county-wide manhunt. He was arrested at his boss's home on Lake Palestine hours later. Family, friends, and the public left wondering why this father of three would kill his wife. New paperwork revealing several accounts of abuse and violence in that case has come out. KLTV 7's News Summer Dash has been following the story from the very beginning. She interviewed Mata from prison in Beaumont, where he walks her through what happened that day.
Adrian Mata spent his 30th birthday here at the Styles unit. No matter the day, though, he tells me there is just one thing on his mind.
I remember hearing a bang, which would have been the gun. And from hearing the bang, that's where I see my wife on the ground. And that's pretty much where, that's where the nightmares come from. That's what I see right there.
Jennifer Mata was pronounced dead at 3:03 that afternoon after suffering a gunshot wound to the head. Pages of police reports outline what happened on the morning of February 25th, according to witness accounts. But Adrian says he doesn't remember a thing.
That's an everyday battle. It's just thinking what went wrong through that night, because the last thing I remember, we were having fun. You know, it was me and my wife being together. And then it came to this.
Witnesses paint a different picture of what went on between the couple overnight and into the morning hours. Jennifer's boss told sheriff's deputies he had received a text message from her around 9 that morning, telling him she had not slept all night and wouldn't be at work. He says she sounded upset in a voicemail and mentioned she had to move.
Is there anything, looking back, that you can say would have driven you to kill your wife?
Not at all. There's no reason for a life to be lost. If there was anything, no. I don't see how someone, my wife losing her life, even came to this. Like I asked myself that same question.
Another witness, one of Adrian's friends, claimed he was angry that morning because his wife had threatened to get a restraining order and call CPS.
I don't see how we went from having such a good weekend to something so violent happening within hours apart.
At 10 a.m., Jennifer's mother, Virginia Ramirez, was on her way to pick up Jennifer. This report describes the last conversation the two would ever have, a phone call just minutes before Virginia arrived. Jennifer said Adrian choked her the night before, and that is when she decided to leave him. Then Jennifer tells Virginia that Adrian had just come home and was pointing a gun at her. Virginia demands to speak with Adrian, and he tells her he will not live without them, and he was not going to let them live without him. According to the report, Adrian said he was going to hell and Jennifer was going to heaven today.
I can't say that I truly did it if I don't remember it.
Neighbors heard several rounds fired between 7:45 and 11 o'clock a.m. Sheriff's deputies have attributed them all to Adrian Mata and his .380 caliber pistol. After the shooting, Mata showed up here, the home of Kevin and Catherine Hatcher.
And I turned to him and I asked him, I said, you know, Adrian, I said, what happened? What did you do? And that's when he said, I shot my wife.
I look at Kevin like an uncle. He always steers me straight. And looking at it, whatever mind frame I was in, I guess I was looking for help.
Kevin Hatcher told deputies Adrian had gone through Jennifer's phone. He said Adrian found text messages between Jennifer and her mother about her leaving Adrian.
There's little frames that I see in my head, and the next frame that comes is where I'm in the side cell and just, coming to the realization that it ain't a dream no more.
The deputy who drove Mata from the Hatcher's home to jail said Mata asked just one question: did she make it? The deputy didn't respond. This report from Adrian's interrogation shows Adrian admitted he and his wife had argued all night and into the morning.
Is there any doubt in your mind that you pulled the trigger?
I look at it as I took that, I did what I did, and somebody has to be accountable for it. So I take responsibility for that because I wasn't strong enough to overcome how I was, where I was at right there. And for that, I'm doing this time for her.
Perhaps the most heartbreaking account comes from their son, who in an interview with a child advocacy group after the shooting described his parents' often violent fights, saying, "Hopefully I'm there or stupid things happen." He recalled one fight when his father was preparing to shoot his mother, but it didn't happen that day. When asked, Mata said they were having ordinary disagreements.
I don't know what couple doesn't argue from time to time. But other than that, we weren't that type of couple at all.
During our interview, Adrian never actually admitted to shooting his wife and denied any abuse or violence, claiming they were a happy couple, high school sweethearts.
We had a good relationship. That's how come it's so hard to believe that this should have never happened.
But the facade Adrian put up during our interview was quickly shattered as we delve into all of those witness accounts. Jennifer's mother described her daughter as depressed about financial issues and marital problems and was seeing a counselor at one point. Her co-workers recalled times she would show up emotional and crying with bruises on her arms.
It's just like, how come I wasn't able to stop it,
And by stop it, do you mean stop yourself?
No, just the incident that happened.
We reached out to Jennifer's family, but they didn't want to comment. But during the trial, Jennifer's mother, Virginia, took the stand.
The only thing I'm going to tell you is that I forgive you.
It's one thing, Adrian says, he will not forget.
She said she forgave me that day, but it's hard for me to believe because I still find trouble forgiving myself.
And do you think there will ever be a day when you can comfortably say or comfortably admit that you killed her?
Yeah, but I do take responsibility.
Summer Dash, KLTV 7 News.
Adrian Mata is eligible for parole in 2039. He told us his parents have come to visit him, and he is hopeful his wife's parents will eventually come too.
As same-sex couples in East Texas are beginning to obtain their official licenses to marry, one lawmaker supports doing away with marriage licenses altogether. Texas House Representative David Simpson opposes same-sex marriage and says government officials like clerks or justices of the peace should not be forced to issue licenses if it conflicts with their religious beliefs. He says the answer is taking marriage away from the government.
Marriage is a divine institution. It predates civil government. It's as old as humanity. Really should be issuing licenses. What authority does it have to do that? And now that government is redefining marriage, it's cheapening it. It needs to just get out of the way instead of pursuing the business for profit.
Simpson has asked Governor Greg Abbott to hold a special legislative session to make a state decision on marriage in light of Friday's Supreme Court ruling. The funeral was held for the last Charleston shooting victim. 59-year-old Myra Thompson was shot and killed by Dylan Roof on June 17th during a Bible study at the Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church in Charleston. Thompson was a former teacher in the Charleston County School District.
New tonight, a woman is jailed after authorities say she bit a 6-year-old girl. Shreveport police say 27-year-old Christina Britt is facing charges after an ongoing investigation into her alleged role in causing multiple injuries to a 6-year-old relative. Christina is charged with cruelty to a juvenile, along with 3 other unrelated warrants. Starting next week, East Texans will have another choice for urgent health care. On Monday, July 6th, ETMC First Physicians will open an urgent care clinic at its Lake Palestine location on Highway 155 off of FM 344 in Flint. The urgent care clinic will be able to treat broken bones, infections, rashes, fevers, and flu-like symptoms as well, among other conditions.
Apple launches its own digital music streaming service tomorrow. Apple Music will let users stream songs from Apple's massive library whenever they want. Users can make playlists or listen to playlists curated by music experts. Tracks can also be downloaded for offline listening. Customers will pay a monthly subscription fee of about $10 per month for the access. New tonight, an East Texas man is recovering from a number of snake bites. Charles Crosby says he was bitten by snakes while he was at his sister's house. But he says these snakes did not come up and bite him from the ground. Much more in 60 seconds. An East Texas man is recovering tonight after being bitten by 2 snakes that were in the walls of his sister's home.
In the town of Fred, Texas, in Tyler County, game wardens called on animal wranglers to investigate and hopefully capture what the victim thought to be rattlers. KLTV 7's Michael Douglas has more.
Charles Crosby's right arm is still numb after suffering 2 snake bites on 2 different fingers Sunday while trying to get rid of snakes in the walls of his sister's home.
And here is where the one that come out from behind me that I never seen.
Fortunately, the 2 hits were dry bites and not venomous.
I only knew of 2 that I laid eyes on, but when I got struck on my right ring finger, that's when I knew there was more than 2.
Crosby said he heard a snake rattling inside the walls. To be certain they were not the protected canebrake or timberwood rattlesnake, Texas Game Warden Brandon Mosley took action.
It's pretty uncommon to get timber rattlesnake calls, especially this time of year.
Famed alligator catcher Gary Siraj showed Crosby what a real rattlesnake looks like to see if this was what he saw.
I got 2 different snakes with me, 2 different ones. I need to know if either one of these was one you saw.
Then Siraj and his gator crew headed to the mobile home hoping to catch the snakes. 4 members of Gator Country, the Sheriff's Department, and also the Game Warden are tearing apart this mobile home trying to find those rattlesnakes. After a thorough probe above, beneath, and inside the trailer, they couldn't hear or find any snake. And Gator Country said the reptile that bit Crosby wasn't a rattlesnake.
I want to make sure that it was not a highly venomous snake around all these kids. And this is what we do. Is that's good. I can go home tonight now knowing that there's not a canebrake here.
Since rattlesnakes are protected in Texas, if you happen to come across one, here's what you should do.
The best thing to do is to turn and walk the other way, and they will probably leave you alone.
Michael Douglas, KLTV 7 News.
This is the first time a resident of the Fred community has been bitten by a snake since 2010. And I can guarantee you in 2010 they didn't say, well, the next time will be because one's in somebody's wall. I can't even imagine. We were talking about this story before the news. We were talking about the story, and you said I'd burn my house down.
Just burn it down. Just burn it down. Don't worry about it.
I can't disagree with you on that.
I know he said turn and walk away. I'm sorry, I'd run.
Yeah, run away. Right? Hey, we had some loud thunder in downtown Tyler tonight with the storms coming through.
I know, you get those pop-up showers, and some of them can get really strong when you get that instability in the air, and that's what we saw. But the good news is, well, when heading towards the overnight hours, those thunderstorms coming to an end. We could see a few more thunder showers, though, as we head into your Tuesday. We'll talk more about your forecast in just a bit. But first, let's take a look at our Grant and Flannery WeatherNet site. Out in Kilgore, they got 0.3 of an inch of rain. Temperature right now, though, look at that, a rain-cooled 70 degrees. We'll talk more about your forecast right after this.
Get beginner tips, video recipes, and more in the brand new East Texas Kitchen app. Available right now in your app store. Download it today. The new Storm Tracker 7 dual pole Doppler radar now available in your KLTV weather app. Get it today and see severe weather like never before. Storm Tracker 7 Weather is sponsored by At Home Healthcare, bringing healthcare home for over 25 years.
Well, some heavy rain and a few storms moved through portions of East Texas, brought some dime to pea-size hail in some areas, but no damage reported, thankfully, in East Texas, and things starting to quiet down as we head into the overnight hours. We'll go ahead and take a look at the numbers for today. Our high temperatures once again into the low to the middle 90s, except for Henderson getting up to 89 for some heavy rain that moved through the area there. But otherwise, another warm and humid day with the rainfall kind of sporadic across East Texas, with 6,300s reported in Henderson, but nothing at the reporting sites around that that area. And then the 200s down in Lufkin is actually an error from our rainfall bucket, where there's actually been 2 to 3 inches of rainfall moving across portions of the area there, with some heavy rain still in that area. But looking at our rainfall totals for Smith County, also in Rusk and Gregg, we saw just almost 2 inches. This is Doppler indicated. This isn't any official rainfall totals, but judging from the heavy rain that moved through, Doppler indicated 1 inch and 8/10 over near Kilgore, almost 2.5 inches just to the east of Tyler across 31, and 2 inches down near Turnertown as well, whereas we saw a little bit of hail as well. And Leslie Jones in Good Springs reporting 1.5 inches of rain fell at her place in Rusk County. 500ths in Henderson for our weather watcher there. Otherwise, for most areas, didn't really see any rain. It was 83 in Athens right now is the current temperature, 81 at Hideaway, 79 in Jacksonville, also in Trawick, but some rain that moved through deep East Texas, about 1/2 inch of rain so far in Huntington. Our temperatures right now, look at this, a lot of cooled areas because of that rain. 75 Gilmer, 76 in Longview, and 72 in Henderson, 71 right now in Lufkin as well. Otherwise, where it's been dry and humid, we're still hanging on to some 80s as we head into this evening. So looking at Storm Tracker live Doppler radar, you can see where the storms were and just kind of dissipated. When you lose that energy from daytime heating and the sunshine, things really start to quiet down, but we still have some heavy rain moving through the Lufkin area. And here you can see things now quiet across the I-20 corridor, that rainfall now coming to an end, so people can sleep a lot nicer because not having to worry about those storms. But people in Lufkin area still seeing a little bit of heavy rainfall moving through the area there. You can see a lot of lightning right now moving through the Lufkin area as these continue to kind of slowly make their way off towards the south, been dumping a lot of rain in the area there. So this cold front that's kind of stalled just towards the north, you can see some showers out ahead of that. Not expecting it to really make it into our area, but we will watch for that possibility for a few showers to make it across the I-30 corridor. But otherwise, things will be quieting down on precision cast as we head to Tuesday morning. A lot of that rainfall moving towards central Texas and west Texas, but we'll watch for that chance for a few isolated showers here in east Texas. But as we head again into the afternoon, we'll see that partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies combining to bring a little bit more moisture, and that could bring some cloud cover and the chance for a few afternoon showers and thunder showers once again as we head into the evening into Tuesday. And then an area of high pressure will start to move in on Wednesday, so that'll bring sunny skies back into the forecast and some much drier air. But planning your day tomorrow, again, will stay mostly sunny to start the day, about a 10% rain chance by noon, increasing to a 30% with that chance for afternoon showers. Your high temperatures into the lower 90s. As we take a look at your 7-day forecast, again, dry as we head closer towards your holiday weekend. Then that chance for a few pop-up afternoon showers once again as we head into the weekend, but not looking like anything right now that should rain out any of your plans for that holiday weekend. High temperatures, though, once again, into the low to the middle 90s. Okay, our umbrella winner today, Donnie Poole of Hughes Springs. Congratulations. If you'd like to sign up and try to win one as well, send us your name, address, and phone number to that address right there, or head over to KLTV.com, click on Win Stuff, and sign yourselves up. You know, I still get amazed at how fast the weather changes.
Yeah. Sure.
It'll be sunny outside, and then it pours down raining, and then the sun comes back out again.
And it's so hot that it dries up, and you would never know it rained.
Never knew it rained. Again, but at least it gives you a little bit of a cool down for a little bit.
Yeah. Thanks, Daniel.
Yes.
We'll be right back.
Mark Setted Wood Umbrella is sponsored by UT Health Northeast.
Tonight on KLTV 7 Crime Fighters, a violent known gang member and a man accused of indecency with a child. They're both being added to the wanted board, and Taylor is standing by to explain.
Tonight, both of the new faces on our wanted board are accused of committing violent crimes, and 2 different police departments need your help to track them down. First up, Kyle Matthew Ford. You see him right there. Now, Kyle is wanted by the Quitman Police Department. He's accused of 4 counts of indecency with a child over the last 6 months. Police tell us that he might be in the Dallas area or possibly even in Hunt County. They say he was last seen driving a dark blue single cab Dodge pickup with license plate FNB as in boy 0011. If you've seen him, you can email us at crimefighters@kltv.com or call 903-763-4410. But for now, we can add Kyle Ford to our wanted board, the first new face of the night. Here's our second, Nicholas Sanchez Jr. You see him right there. Now, you may have seen him on KLTV 7 last week, but Tyler police say they are still looking for him and really want to find him. He's wanted on 3 different charges, including kidnapping and assault family violence. Police say he is a known gang member and should be considered armed and dangerous. Now, you can see it in the picture there. He's got a tattoo of the state of Texas under his right eye. with the 903 area code inside of it. 903 as in Tyler area code, right there under his right eye. Earlier this month, police say he forced his ex-girlfriend into a car against her will, then assaulted her. If you've seen it, email us at crimefighters@kltv.com or call 903-531-1000. Until we get your tip, Nicholas Sanchez Jr. goes on our wanted board. Your tips have helped to catch close to 24 wanted fugitives in 2015, and you can help us get more. Just email us or check out the wanted board online.
The Crime Fighters page is always up to date at KLTV.com. Just click on Only on KLTV 7 News, then click the link and click any name to submit a tip. East Texas soccer players have a chance to impress a pro soccer franchise. That's coming up. And it was a home run derby in Baltimore tonight. The Rangers put on a show. Next on KLTV 7, your East Texas news leader.
KLTV Sports, sponsored by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas.
Well, losing 7 of their last 8, the Texas Rangers need a spark. Josh Hamilton will be activated on Tuesday, and he says he's ready to return to the lineup. Hamilton has missed all of June with a hamstring strain. The Rangers tonight facing Longview native former Ranger first baseman Chris Davis in Baltimore. The Rangers' current first baseman Mitch Moreland had a very good night. Moreland crushes one to right field. It's called a double, but now we have instant replay. The Rangers challenge it, and it's reversed. So we have a home run. Later in the 4th, no replay necessary. Moreland goes yard again. The Rangers hit 4 home runs in the game. They beat the Orioles 8-1. Well, NBA free agency opens tomorrow night, and once again, Mark Cuban trying to land a big name in Dallas. Cuban has struck out since his Mavericks won the NBA championship back in 2011. The Mavs hope a former Aggie will want to come home. The Mavericks are reportedly one of 2 teams being considered heavily by Clippers center DeAndre Jordan. Jordan, a Texas native who played 1 season at Texas A&M. The Mavs plan to visit Jordan at his home in Houston tomorrow night. Well, before Clint Dempsey could become a worldwide soccer star, his family had to sacrifice, making the drive from Nacogdoches to Dallas multiple times a week. Well, the FC Dallas East Texas Soccer Club is hoping to make things easier on the next generation of soccer stars in East Texas. Last year, the Major League Soccer team FC Dallas joined a partnership in East Texas, and in the past year, the FC Dallas East Texas team has grown from 1 team to nearly 1,000 kids. The partnership allows for East Texas kids to work with great coaches and a better chance to realize their soccer dreams. The team is holding tryouts July 1st and 2nd in Tyler and Longview.
Obviously, the goal for many players is to play professionally, and we have a pipeline to the professional team with FC Dallas. FC Dallas, we have a certain curriculum that we use, and it's a proven method to help develop players. So our goal is to develop individual players on teams and help them reach their full potential.
The tryouts will be at Lindsay Park in Tyler and at Laterno University in Longview. For times, go to the sports page at kltv.com. Well, they have yet to lose a game in the Women's World Cup, but Team USA has yet to play their best game. And that may be a good thing for the Stars and Stripes as they prepare for tomorrow night's semifinal against Germany. The winner of tomorrow night's game will be the favorite to win the final. U.S. ranked number 2 in the world, the Germans ranked number 1.
This is a game that we've been preparing for a very long time. All of our preparation the last couple of years has been put into this tomorrow and our journey in Canada. So I'm really excited, and like Jill said, we haven't played Germany in a couple of years, so I'm really looking forward to the game tomorrow.
So they play at 6 tomorrow night, and you were just asking me when was the last time they won it.
99 is what you said?
It's been a long time.
Man.
So they're due, is what you're telling me.
Yes, they are due.
One more look at the weather. What do we have?
Yeah, things finally quieting down, but we're watching a cold front that could bring a few more showers into the forecast for Tuesday. We'll go and take a look again at Storm Tracker Live Doppler radar. All those storms are gone, but look at what we're watching that's crossing the Oklahoma-Texas border. A few showers out ahead of a cold front could bring a few showers along the I-30 corridor, something we'll keep an eye on for you. But heading into the overnight hours, expecting most of us to stay dry with low temperatures into the middle 70s. As we head into the afternoon, though, about a 30% chance for some pop-up showers, with mostly sunny skies returning by the middle parts of the week, and then watching for those pop-up afternoon showers for your holiday weekend. But otherwise, things should be looking good if you're going out to grill or fishing or Having fireworks, yeah.
Good, excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, Good Morning East Texas starts right here tomorrow morning, 4:30.
Until then, you can always go to KLTV.com for news, weather, and sports 24/7. Have a good night.
Let the news follow you. From exclusive web content to text and email alerts, get your news wherever you are.